Breaking, shocking news. Donald Trump still hates Bitcoin. Okay, that's neither really breaking news or shocking news, but it is being presented as such. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot of news that's driving the markets today, as well as look at the Bitcoin, Ethereum, DOT, and Kusama charts. You do not want to miss this, so let us go.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, my contract says in my mind that I have to ask you to subscribe to my channel and gently and repeatedly tap the like button, but do it very gently and only with your pinky finger. Tap the like button with your pinky finger, and subscribing to the channel is one way to potentially win $5,000. I do have a $5,000 giveaway going on right now. Once I reach 100,000, I'm going to give away 10 prizes of $500 in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the link down below in the description where it says $5,000 giveaway. And you can enter a whole bunch of times. Enter as many times as you want. Enter 5,000 times to win $5,000. I don't care. Just go ahead. Do your thing. Enter it. As I said, there's a ton of news driving the market, so we're going to be focusing more heavily moving forward on the NFT news as well, since that seems to be a huge part of the market. And yes, Lance has said, if I repeat pressing the like button, it will unlike it. You have to just end on like, unlike, just like that. All right, so first we're going to dig into the charts. Bitcoin first. Here we go. Bitcoin on the daily, nothing to see here. Absolutely chopping sideways between basically 50 and 46 right here. We've been in this little range for what feels like many weeks. We could even probably, just looking at this fresh right now, we could probably just, draw something like this and say, hey, worry if it breaks below, get excited if it breaks above, do nothing but look at altcoins otherwise. This does look like it's sort of rounding out, so we would want to see some action moving to the upside soon. Once again, nobody's going to be surprised if this drops down and retests the 40 to 42K area. I've been talking about that for a very long time, but right now the focus should be on altcoins. Nothing's happening here, and volume continues to decrease. Looking at it on the 4-hour, I'd drawn this sort of symmetrical triangle. Someone called it a pennant. I don't really think so. A little big for my taste to be a pennant. It did break below temporarily, but now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 perfect touches on that line. We can consider this just a slight trap, a liquidity grab. That's also right below this demand area, which is clearly worn out at this point. For now, if you're looking at this locally on the Bitcoin, I would basically say, hey, maybe you start to worry if it clearly breaks down and you get really excited if it clearly breaks up. Everything else in between, sleep. Yawn. Nonsense. No reason to be trading Bitcoin right now. If it does drop, this is the next area of demand where we have this huge movement up. This is between 44,205 and 44,656. Below that, obviously, we go look at the 42K area, which I have discussed so many times. Now let's look at Ethereum, as they say in England. Ethereum. No, it's Ethereum. It's not Erythrium, but I've heard people call it that. And nobody wants to trade a coin named after urethra. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, if only there was somebody making videos over and over and over again, talking about how bullish he's been on Ethereum for so long and how there was a descending wedge that was going to likely break up, and not to worry. What has two thumbs and was doing what we just described? This guy. Anyways, Ethereum breaking above the EQ of the trading range, also breaking out of this descending wedge. Absolutely Chad movement right now. Increasing volume. We're about halfway through the day. Maybe we'll see a further increase, but either way, it'll be more than the volume over here. As I've said over and over again, this is targeting the top of this range, 0.0824 or so. This should be going there. And now it's even breaking the highs of the wedge target. So you start to look maybe for something like this if you're looking for an entry, right? Easy peasy, chicken greasy. Let's go to Ethereum USD. I'm going to say the same thing I always say, right? Came down, formed a range just like Bitcoin, broke out of the range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tests of the top of the range of support. Strong support. Created this sort of range in between here. And I said, you want to get long or you'll feel a hell of a lot better about it if it gets above 3, 3, 630. That's 3 threes, half of 666, half of the devil if you're into that kind of thing. I'm not, but 666 apparently is a bad number. So this is kind of the path I'm looking for. I drew this a while ago. It was kind of over here. We moved it. So that's going to happen. So yeah, I think we're going to the all-time high and beyond. 43.84. See you there. Ethereum. A lot of people will talk about this in the news saying DOT is the next to go up and break its all-time high. I shared this yesterday, actually, in the newsletter, I believe. We had an entry down here that we talked about. Well, that was great. Then we had this clear supply zone finally broken through. So this was the idea. So I still have the same idea. This looks a bit toppy at the moment in the immediate. So maybe you come down and it comes down, test this blue zone as support. As I said, listen, it went a little higher than I expected on this Chad candle on the daily, but maybe it comes down here. This is a great entry to buy a dip. Really strong risk reward if you put your stop somewhere well down below it because you have almost infinite upside if DOT is really the next one making a big move. We've seen layer ones popping like mad. Obviously, Solana, ADA, all these coins making new highs. No reason DOT can't follow if the market remains tight. DOT USDT. This was the entry I shared in the newsletter, $19. My target was at the time, I believe it was 28, which was more around this line. But I've moved it up to this line. Because that looks pretty clear right there that we have two wicks above, sort of bearish SFPs after this swing high. We want to see price trading out above $31. Really, really clear. You have sort of a tight range here. If you're aggressive and you're buying dips, you can buy right around 29, 28 at this high right here and look for more movement up. Inevitably, you're going to find a whole lot of resistance here. But the trade for us was right here on this breakout and retest. So $18 to 28. That's, and I still have long-term bags, but that was really the target of this descending wedge and this breakout right there. So now you're obviously, I think your move is this, right? Going to get rejected there, continuing up like that. That's how we get above the all-time high. We obviously need Bitcoin to remain stable or slowly rising, and we need alt season to continue popping for this to happen. If all season's ending, which I don't think it is, especially based on Ethereum, this should eventually happen. Now look at Kusama, new parachain auction coming. Sort of the same idea there as DOT, that it got rejected here. But what's interesting here is we have a very clear inverse head and shoulders. Now the volume, there is a little spike in the head. You want to see, to confirm any head and shoulders pattern, you want to see a volume spike in the shoulder, first shoulder, left shoulder, volume spike at the tip of the head, and then a major volume spike on the breakout through the neckline. The neckline is here in blue between the two shoulders, and we have an insane spike in volume. So if you're trading Kusama right now, which you potentially should be, a lot of hype coming, this is the area you want to bid, right? You want to catch a retest of that, go up, one of those. That was ugly, but you get the idea, kind of one of these things, Same thing as DOT. Same idea, but this should be a clean breakout on this pattern. We can draw a target basically like this. You take it from the base to the swing high, extrapolate it from the breakout. So you should be heading to 0.010187 on the Bitcoin pair. Kusama on the USD pair, same thing, ran straight into resistance. This is a key supply area because look at this dump here, right? This is the last up candle that this is drawn off before this major move down. That means that there's likely sellers who were left behind here when price exited quickly and never got a chance to sell. They're waiting. That creates resistance, right? What is resistance? It's a place that a whole bunch of people are putting sell orders and are interested. And look at this. It popped right up in to the EQ of that supply zone right at the middle and has been rejected, giving us a potential shooting star, but it's a daily candle. We have a long way to go for this day to see. But we have a clean break of this descending resistance on major volume. Now you look for dips to buy. It should be continuing up. Let us take a look now at the news. Trump warns crypto potentially a disaster waiting to happen. Much like another Trump presidency. Just kidding. I'm not going to get political here, but at this point, like Donald Trump, are we really listening to this guy? But let's go ahead, take a look at exactly what he had to say.
Do you have a dabble in Bitcoin or cryptos?
I don't. I like the currency of the United States. I think I think the others are potentially a disaster waiting to happen. I don't know. I feel that it hurts the United States currency. I think we should strengthen. We should be invested in our currency, not in They may be fake. Who knows what they are?
Will
But
you
they
tell us
certainly are currencies. They certainly are something that people don't know very much about. No, I have not been.
Okay.
I have not been a big fan.
My favorite part of that is how he said he quickly corrected himself. I think that we should strengthen invest, because this is the very guy and this strategy has no party printing money and devaluing the dollar. But this is the very guy who engaged in a currency war. Who could devalue their currency the fastest to win a trade war? It's so funny to hear him change the word strengthen to invest, because no politician is trying to strengthen the dollar. They're trying to devalue it and weaken it to create wealth for wealthy people and for those who have access to hard assets. Either way, regardless of your opinion on Trump, this is something we're seeing across the top end from the boomer generation of politicians, the Elizabeth Warrens and the Donald Trumps. It's on both sides of the political spectrum. They all want to stop Bitcoin because it is a threat to the dollar and their precious systems that they love so much. But why are we listening to Donald Trump? The answer is we're not. Let's keep it going. And speaking of Donald Trump, we have Anthony Scaramucci, who for about, 10 days, I think was his press secretary. And now, since then, the mooch has been a huge proponent of Bitcoin and takes the opportunity to shit on Donald Trump any single time he can. He hates him so much. He makes fun of him all the time. In fact, my friend randomly had Scaramucci do a cameo video for our fantasy football league, not knowing that I knew Anthony Scaramucci. And the mooch basically spent half the video talking about Trump, which he was not asked to do. He just wanted to make fun of Trump. But either way, Anthony Scaramucci, 100K per Bitcoin by year end is still within reach. Of course it is. He points to the obvious. Supply is fixed or being removed. And if demand continues to increase, we'll see Bitcoin hit 100K. And would anyone be surprised to see Bitcoin go from 47,000, where it is right now, roughly up to 100 in 3 or 4 months? No. We went from 3,800 to 65,000 last year. A 2x for Bitcoin is absolutely nothing that happens in your sleep. Yes, it sounds like a lot for it to go up 53,000 more dollars, but it's really not much when you consider it logarithmically or as a function of percentage. Twitter appears to be adding the ability to tip using Bitcoin. Have at it. Tip me. Send me Bitcoin. It's great. Everybody wants this. According to reports, Twitter appears to be testing out tips using Bitcoin on the Lightning Network. It will be using Bitcoin Lightning app Strike. Jack Mallers, everybody knows about Strike and what he's doing. Would you guys actually tip someone with Bitcoin? I probably wouldn't, because I like stacking sats, and tipping someone with Bitcoin in the United States would probably be a taxable sale of my Bitcoin. But for mainstream adoption, these are the things that we need to be able to see. And maybe people around the world will actually incentivize other people on Twitter to stack sats by sending them tips in Bitcoin. That is sweet. Whew. FTX acquires the first US-approved crypto derivatives platform. SBF will literally buy anything, and it's amazing. Major League Baseball? Yeah, I want that. Miami Arena? Send it my way. No big deal. Tom Brady, Giselle, come over here, Mr. Wonderful. You're for sale. You're for sale. I'm going to buy you, Mr. Wonderful. Well, now they've bought LedgerX, I believe is the name of it, which is an established platform in the United States that can legally allow derivatives trading. This is huge, allowing FTX to differentiate itself from the incumbents in the United States, the Coinbases, obviously, the Krakens and the Geminis, who do not offer derivatives. They'll be able to offer futures, be able to offer leverage, all of these things that are lacking in the United States. Bring it on, have at it, let's do it. FTX continues to absolutely lead the charge. Now, talking about KSM and DOT, which we were, KSM spikes 30% to a 2-month high ahead of Kusama's parachain auction start. It looks, from what we're seeing here, that we had a buy the rumor, sell the news sort of opportunity, but that usually resets. This is going to be the 6th Kusama parachain auction. And it already looks like we know who's going to win the top few, but this is really, really cool. It means that Kusama gets staked. People stake their Kusama to choose which platform they want to see on the parachain, which projects, yada, yada, yada. Well, DOT is doing kind of the same thing. And that's one of the 3 reasons that people think DOT could be the next altcoin to hit a new all-time high, which I've been saying as well. Rising trading volume, investor exciting over the upcoming parachain auctions, and the success of KSM have investors looking at DOT as the next altcoin to hit a new high. As I said, also, I mean, we've just seen layer ones absolutely popping off, and DOT, while it's gone up, has been a bit slower. So Why not? Bullish on KSM, bullish on DOT. CoinDesk, Tether asks court to block NY Attorney General, that's New York Attorney General, from releasing documents to CoinDesk. Our Freedom of Information Law, FOIL, request asks for the release of any documents attesting to Tether's reserve composition. CoinDesk and a lot of journalists are looking for more information on the history of Tether's backing. And Tether's saying, no, if you release that, you're going to give the competitors an edge over us. This is part of our proprietary sauce. When we're making our soup and we're making our salad and we're backing our tethers, we don't want everybody to know exactly what we're doing, bro. It's going to give our competitors an edge. Let them know our secret sauce. I don't know what you guys think about this. More Tether FUD, or is there still actually something to see here? I'd love to hear about that in the comments. To me, Tether has weathered the storm over and over and over again, and it's time to stop particularly worrying about it. Now onto a whole bunch of NFT news, because probably 79.3% of you who are following me have a penguin, punk, mutant, or ape as your avatar at this point. I have no idea who anyone is on Twitter. No idea who anyone is on Twitter. This is ironic. NFT whale Pranksy pranked by fake Banksy for 97.7 ETH, but that has been refunded 100 Ether he spent on digital artwork, fraudulently claiming to have been composed by popular artist Banksy. Pretty good scam here, because they actually hacked Banksy's real website and put the offering. He bought it. It quickly came down. He realized it was a scam, but he tracked down the hacker very quickly and found out who it was. And not so magically, the funds were returned. But this is a reminder that even for the most advanced NFT collector like Pranksy, you can get pranked yourself, scammed left and right. This is still a nascent industry. Be careful what you buy, and be careful where and how you buy it. Tennis star Naomi Osaka says Dogecoin piqued her interest in crypto NFTs. Of course, she's a normie, and normies love the Doge. Already the subject of NFT collectibles, Osaka is considering investing in cryptocurrency, and it was Doge that caught her attention. Had a conversation about Doge with her agent. She did not buy it, apparently, but she's already released a series of NFTs, some with autograph, Tom Brady's platform. Everybody's releasing an NFT, right? I mean, if you haven't released an NFT, are you even a celebrity at this point? I don't know. I actually released NFTs last year. People kind of forget, but I did my Ball of Notes NFTs, and those were pretty successful with Block Party long before this NFT craze. But enough about me. Let's talk about Naomi Osaka. Yeah, clearly we are seeing mainstream adoption of crypto across the board, and NFTs and Doge, interesting with this story, are arguably leading that charge. Fractions of the original Doge NFT will soon be sold. This is the original image of a Shiba Inu dog, which sparked the entire Doge meme. It will be auctioned off on the NFT fractionalization platform Fractional Art. This is really cool. The Doge NFT first sold for $169.69, dude, in June of this year, $4 million. Well, that price is going way up. They're basically fractionalizing it, which is really cool. So one owner won't own it. Everyone will be able to own a piece of it. And keeping up with the meme trend, there's currently, what is it, 16,969,696,969 dog available. Those are fractions of this NFT. 69, 69, 69, 69. We are so mature in the crypto space. And finally, UTA signs NFT art projects, CryptoPunks, Meebits, and Autoglyphs. The agency will represent the crypto art projects from Larva Labs for film, TV, video games, and publishing projects, becoming some of the first crypto native IP to seek mainstream content deals. This is nuts. CryptoPunks are getting an agent and a Hollywood deal ahead of most celebrities that you've probably heard of. This is absolutely huge for NFT adoption. This means that they're going to be able to monetize it for TV, film, getting royalties. I would have never imagined that we would see this level of interest in the NFT space so quickly, but here we are. And I have a feeling that this craze is not ending anytime soon. We've seen Alameda, Three Arrows Capital, all starting to buy multi-million-dollar NFTs. They obviously believe that they'll be a store of value, but the caveat is they have the money to buy the right ones, and you probably don't, right? Pudgy Penguin Mutant Ape number 7,452 that you spent 700 ETH on is probably not going to be worth anything down the road. But what do I know? I am just an old boomer and have zero real understanding of the NFT space. That's it, guys. That is it. That is all. That is what I have for you today. Or is it? It's not, because I will be back at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daily Time. That's in about 3 hours, taking chart requests from paid subscribers to my newsletter. You can just subscribe to the newsletter right down below. It's only $15 a month. $15 with inflation. That's like $5 2 weeks ago, right? I mean, it's actually a lot cheaper than you think it is. And then you get to use me as your chart slave. You get to make requests for that $15 a month. I will charge something for you once a week. Myself. I do it myself live. You can watch at 1:30 p.m. EDT. Again, I do have that giveaway and a whole bunch of things going down in the description, guys, until 3-ish hours from now. Peace out yourself.
That's dope.